What up, what up? So, over the past 7 days, I have done the 7-day free trial that the DC Universe app offers, and I thought I'd take you guys through, kind of give you an overview and kind of a review of what I thought of the app and if it's worth getting or not. And I didn't want to just do a video where I tell you that. I wanted to actually kind of show you what's in there. So, you open up the app and this is what you get. Go up here to the menu. You got your home page. Your home page is like the shows you've been watching. Go back and resume them. Then it gives you the trending stuff. It gives you the newest comics to go through. And I'm not sure, from what I've heard, there's not a ton of brand new comics on here. It's more back issues, but there is some new stuff on here. Obviously, you can see. So you got newest comics. Then you got the DC Daily, which is like a daily episode that they do talking about what's new in the DC universe and what's going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. And so every single day they do one of these. And I'm pretty sure it's hosted by Kevin Smith's daughter, actually. And so I thought those were pretty cool. I watched a few of them. And then you got this Infinite Crisis series. Like, they've got just different stuff. Batman Black Mirror, Superman for Tomorrow, Identity Crisis. So that's like the homepage. Okay. And this is where I spent most of my time. Like, I read some Batman comics and back issues, but most of my time was spent on movies and TV, because this is what really interested me, was having, all of the DC Universe films and TV series. And honestly, I wanted to check out Titans, because I had heard a lot of mixed things. Some people really love Titans, and some people really hated Titans. And I'm not going to give you the review of that in this video. I'll make a separate video for that, but I did watch the entire series of Titans over the past week. Okay, so let's go through the series that they have on here. And you might notice some missing. You might notice some that you didn't think they would have. So you got Titans, which is a brand new all-original DC Universe app series. Then you have the one season of Constantine on here. You have Lois and Clark, if you guys remember that from the 90s, The New Adventures of Superman. And this is something I thought was really cool. I don't know why the photos aren't loading here. The Flash, this is the 1990s, actually the 1990 one season of The Flash that aired. And it was especially nostalgic for me because when I was 6 years old, I watched it with my dad, and it was like our favorite show on TV. There we go. And that's the John Wesley Shipp version of The Flash. And if you don't know this, he's on the new version of The Flash. He plays Barry's father, and he also plays Jay Garrick, and just different versions of The Flash from different universes. And so for me, when I saw that on there, I was really excited to dive into that, because I hadn't seen it since I was a little kid. Then we have the Wonder Woman, 3 seasons of Wonder Woman series. Birds of Prey, this is the old Birds of Prey. You can't see the thumbnail. There you go. It's not, obviously, they're working on a new Birds of Prey, but this is the old one from several years ago. The Adventures of Superboy, Human Target, Adventures of Superman, 6 seasons of that, and then 1 season of, well, it's not really a season, but it's all the Superman serials. So they're like, small little clip series. And then we get into movies. So we got the animated films and the live action films are mixed together in here. And unfortunately, the thumbnails are not showing up on this either. All right. I'll just go through some of them so that you can see. Flashpoint Paradox is on there. Really good if you've never seen that. DC, one thing I can say about DC is they are on top of their animation game. The movies are very divided. Like, people are very divided on them. They either love them or they absolutely think they're garbage. But the animated series, or the animated movies, almost everyone agrees that they are superb. So this has like all of the animated movies, including some of my favorites, Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. And, okay, then they've got the live-action Superman from 1978. But they don't have the other Superman films, which I thought was kind of strange. They have the Okay, so they have all the original live-action Batman films. They have Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, which everyone absolutely loved. And then Batman The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and 2. Arguably one of the greatest comic books, graphic novels ever written, and I would argue one of the greatest animated films ever made. This was a fantastic adaptation from the comic book. So if you've never watched this, but you've read the comic, check it out. And even if you've never read the comic, watch this and then go back and check that out. But anyway, so this is what this has. Wonder Woman animated series, Batman Ninja, Son of Batman, Batman vs. Robin. Okay. Now, did you notice anything missing here in the series or movies? Well, for me, what I think are the best Batman films, the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan, they're not in here at all, which I find very strange because they're fucking superb and it makes no sense. And then also, none of the other, like the DCEU films, not a single DCEU film on here, which I think is crazy. Like, they're you know, wanting to promote the fuck out of DC, and they're not even putting the new shit on here. Anyway, I was really happy with the animated movie selection, but not with the movies. Like, I don't understand. Like, not a single movie, like, recent movie, none of the DCU films. I don't know. Really strange to me. And same thing with the series. So none of the CW series are on here, which would be a nice touch, you know? And some people say that they're not doing it because they're available on other streaming services, but it's like, okay, so, but if you want someone to buy the DC Universe app, you'd want to include them on there as well. Like, it doesn't make sense. Because then, say people like the Arrowverse, and it's all available on Netflix like a week after it is finished airing on the CW. Like, people, if that's their favorite thing, they're not going to get your DC Universe app. They're going to stick with Netflix and keep watching that. So, I don't know. I think it'd be a smart move to just do what Disney is doing and begin to pull their shit and start only, you know, gearing up to put it on only their app and nowhere else, if they're going to do it that way. Okay, then you got all this stuff about the new Young Justice that's coming up. Got all this like behind the scenes stuff. And then you get the animated series, which is another thing that DC is really good at. Definitely one of the best animated series of all time, Batman the Animated Series, which became The Adventures of Batman and Robin somewhere in season 2. I think it's really strange that it says 2 seasons when Batman the Animated Series had 3 seasons. But I don't know. So that's some stuff that I dove into on here. I watched some old episodes of animated series. I watched the entire season of The Flash. I watched the entire season of Titans. And then, I watched The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and 2. But here you go. So animated series, you got Teen Titans. And you know, another thing is like some people who are into the actual comic books and stuff don't like Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network, but it's like I feel like that's still relevant. Like, why not put it on here? It's your characters. Anyway, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, 3 seasons of Batman Beyond, Superman animated series, Batman Brave and Bold, Static Shock, New Adventures of Batman, The New Adventures of Superman, Legion of Superheroes, Superman Max Fleischer cartoons. Okay, so this is like the old Superman cartoons from the 40s. Okay, then you got these specials, like I said, all about Young Justice and shit like that. And then all these animated shorts. And then, like I said, the DC Daily is a pretty cool thing. And let's see what else they got here. Then you can dive into the comic books. And I didn't dive too deep into this. I downloaded a few and was reading through that. Basically, the Batman number 1 through 5 when they did the Rebirth I was reading through those. But I'll just give you a little taste of what's here. So you got Batman Black Bear, and I'm sorry, it might just be my connection of why the thumbnails aren't loading. It'd probably be more entertaining with the thumbnails. But as you can see, Superman for tomorrow, Swamp Thing, Titans, The Return of Wally West, Starman. I mean, they have a ton of comics on here. And then they have this, like, newest comics. You can go through and check those out. And then browse all comics. And then you can search comics. There's an encyclopedia. See, look at this. It tells you what they have. So, Action Comics from 1938 on, 144 books. Action Comics 2016 on, 25 books. Action Comics annuals. So, it's not like they have the entire catalog of every single DC book, obviously. But they do have some staples. So, that's on you if you are into any of these titles. Maybe you'd want to download it. But obviously there's a lot. This is alphabetical, and I'm only at the B's. So then you have this encyclopedia. Oh, I don't know why it's saying I'm offline. Anyway, it's just to look up terms and characters and stuff like that and find out backstories on characters and things like that. So, see if there's anything else on here to look at. Now, community is basically just what people are saying about different things on the app. So, the best way for me is like, okay, if you go to a series, hold on, look. General discussion, Watchtower, comic books. See, they've got little sections, and they're just basically like message boards, like people leaving little comments on stuff. They have discussions on it, like basically like Reddit. There's like a title, and then a bunch of people commenting on the thread below. So, and they got lists of popular tags. So, that is it. Basically, then you can shop, you can buy stuff on here, buy comic books, action figures, all kinds of stuff like that. And then you've got DC News, which I figure you get enough news from the DC Daily videos. But if not, there's more. See, there's the DC Daily. Then they have actual, like, little articles that they write. So, that is my walkthrough of the DC Universe app. And I will say that I enjoyed my 7-day free trial, but I will not be purchasing the DC Universe app, which is, I believe, $7.99 per month, or you can pay, I think, $75 for the entire year. And it's a little bit of savings if you do it that way. But I won't be doing it, and the reason is because of the fact that they don't have some things that I think are absolute must-haves on this app, which are the Christopher Nolan Batman films. And, you know, why not have all seasons of Batman the Animated Series? And I don't know. I was really confused by why they didn't have those films. And even the DCEU films, which I'm not a huge fan of the DCEU films, but why wouldn't you have it on your app? And if it was on the app and I was paying for the app, I would probably go ahead and rewatch them, because I don't think they were terrible. Like, not like I can't stand to watch it. I just didn't think that they were like the quality that I would have wanted. That's all. I was disappointed by them, but it's not that I wouldn't watch them again, especially if I was paying for a service that provided them. So I thought that was just a huge, I don't know, oversight. I mean, I don't know why they would leave those out. And that, to me, is worth not paying for it. I got to relive my nostalgic years of, watching the series of The Flash from when I was a little kid. And I got to see the new Titans, which I wanted to check out. And it's like, after that, I don't have a lot else I'd like to do on here. Like, I have other ways that I can watch Batman the Animated Series and other stuff that I enjoy. Or Batman Dark Knight Returns, which, you know, those are two things I really like to watch. Or like Flashpoint Paradox. I have other ways to watch that. And so it's not really worth it to me. But now, after seeing this little overview, maybe maybe it'll be worth it to you. I don't know. So anyway, if you enjoyed my review, please click the like button, the little thumbs up button, and let me know that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below if you want to discuss anything in the video, or let me know your opinion on it. And if you enjoy what I'm doing here, which is basically I talk about comic books, movies, TV series, pop culture, nerd shit. Hell, I tell my life stories sometimes. Like, I just kind of do whatever I want on here. I'm a big nerd, and that's what I do. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, subscribe for more, because that's what I do here. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.